Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, wherever you are in the world. Maybe it's not morning. Um, I just wanted to pop on here for a little bit of time today to really talk about feeling safe and regulated, what it means, why it's important. This has been a big journey for me in my life, and just really coming into my just being in my body and my presence, and really like the awareness and noticing, when I feel imbalanced, when I feel out of balance, what it even means to feel safe. And yeah, it's really a beautiful thing, especially when we are connecting it into business and into like our prosperity in our life. Because in order for us to prosper, we need to feel safe in our body. We need to be able to have the capacity to hold certain things, to expand. And it all really starts with regulating our nervous system. Regulating our nervous system, and also, connecting in with anywhere where there is fear, or maybe there's trauma, and really being gentle with those spaces, and inviting in more safety. And so this kind of, it all goes together, feeling safe and a regulated nervous system kind of, they work together. Like if we don't feel safe, we're probably dysregulated. And if we're dysregulated, we probably don't feel safe. So it's kind of important to, yeah, feel both things in our body. So I'm going to be bringing in a lot of calmness in this activation here, in this transmission that I'm giving. And the calmness really can help to nourish the nervous system, nourish the channels, the energy centers, so that we can cultivate that feeling of safety. We're not like in hyperdrive or anxious. And yeah, just bringing kind of that stillness and that peace inside. So feeling safe in the body. When we feel safe in the body, we feel calm. We feel like we're in tune with our intuition. We can trust. Um, we feel regulated. We feel nourished. And, we can move through life in that way, where we know like we are taken care of. We know that, um, yeah, that, the universe has our back, or that, everything is kind of working out for us. And, we're kind of in that space. Not that there's not going to be like challenges and roadblocks, like that's going to happen, but knowing that we can handle anything that comes our way, that's kind of where that trust comes in. And if there's any sort of things that have happened in the past that could, you know, trigger us, and maybe we don't feel safe, maybe we don't feel safe around certain people, maybe we don't feel safe or in certain environments or in certain situations, and so we want to cultivate the safety in a space that we feel safe first. So, in this group, in with close friends, with family that you feel safe with, like, and then we can practice that, and then begin to expand it out. And I think it's also really important to always, this is something that I've kind of been bringing in more and more, and I'm not sure where I read this or who taught this, but it's like, maybe it was in a book I read, I'm not sure, but it's like, always assume the best. Always just assume somebody has the best intentions. Now, of course, like, not to be like naive with that, because it's possible that, your intuition is picking up on like, some deception or um, manipulation or things, and that's fine. Like, always trust your intuition, and also like, kind of assuming that people have the best intentions with their actions, generally, unless it's a huge red flag. But yeah, because it's really easy to see the negative in people, and so we also want to look for the positive. Anyway, that was a little bit of a tangent, but yeah, so just, noticing if there's anywhere in your body that feels like more safe or less safe. And we'll go into a little bit of an embodiment practice in a little bit. So why this is important, and this is important because when we feel safe and we're regulated, our our nervous system is regulated, and our day can flow more. We wake up, we can have more energy, we sleep better, our hormones are regulated, our digestion is regulated, and our creativity is flowing more when we feel regulated and we feel safe. Like we're able to be like more of a channel, and we have that magnetism, and so like in this group specifically, we're talking about like powerful women and prosperity and business women. And so I just want to share that it's like, in order to have the magnetism, there has to be the regulation. And this is how we can tap into that balance of the feminine and the masculine, and it can flow. And then once we're regulated, then there can be like an expansion. And so as we begin to expand, we kind of like begin to meet ourselves at our edge and at our, like zone of like just uncomfortable enough to like, you know, to help us grow. Because, we're not going to grow in the comfortable. It has to be a little bit uncomfortable, but not an edge to like send us into like tenseness or fight or flight, like an edge of we can lean into it and learn to expand in that way. And so, if you're successful in your corporate job, or you have your own business, you're an entrepreneur, this is really going to be important, because there's going to come a time, maybe you already do this, but there's going to come a time when you have to be on a workshop with more and more people, or you're in front of a room, or you're on a stage. And I mean, if you've never done any public speaking and then you go into a room with 50,000 people, like that might be really freaking scary. But if you start, and then maybe you start with 10 people, and then 100, and then 1,000, and then like you kind of expand. And not that like the nervousness or the feelings will ever go away, but it's like the capacity to regulate becomes easier. So for instance, like for me, like when I did my first sound bath ever, in front of, I think it was like 10 or 15 people, actually. It was, well, no, actually, when I did my very first one, it was like private with a friend. And my heart was racing. It was like she had to breathe for me. It was so beautiful. I was nervous, and it went really well. And, she fell asleep and she loved it. And then it was like in a room of 10 or 15 people, and I was still really nervous. And then it's like, it's grown. And now, like, I think the biggest group I've had is like maybe 50 or 60 people. And it was like no problem, because it's like something I've done for a long time now. But, it's kind of like that in any situation, whether you are teaching something, or you are speaking about something, sharing your story, you are playing music, like whatever it is, it's kind of like we have to learn to expand more and more. And, so that starts with first the regulation and feeling safe, and then the expansion. And it's such a beautiful thing. It's really fun, and it takes practice. So I just wanted to share that with you. And we'll go ahead and just drop into like a little bit of an embodiment practice, just so we can kind of just connect into anywhere where, maybe we can just bring some softness in. So beautiful. Just finding a comfortable position. We'll just take a couple deep breaths, just allowing yourself to settle. Just bringing your awareness into this moment, calling all your energy into this space, here and now. Any energy that is in the past, any parts of yourself in the future, in the astral realm, just bringing all pieces of you back now for this practice. And we're just going to move through the body, and we're just going to scan through the body and just notice as we do this scan, any areas that feel tense or unsafe. And when we do this, we're not trying to change what's happening, we're just noticing. So we'll just start with the head, with the forehead, third eye, jaw, neck, throat, shoulders, high heart, heart, back of the heart, and just noticing any sensations, any tension, anything energetically, moving down to the solar plexus, the sacral, the lower back, the root. And if you feel tension anywhere or you feel some type of energetic stickiness, you're welcome to pause in that space and just sit with it and see if it has any information for you. Again, we don't need to try to change it. We can just bring our awareness there and sit with it, perhaps asking it if it has anything to share. Moving down to the hips, the pelvis, the tailbone, the thighs, knees, the calves, shins, and feet. And just take a couple moments here. If you found a place that needs some extra attention, you can be with that space now. And just taking a moment to thank it for any information it gave you, or just having gratitude for the awareness of its presence. Beautiful, letting that go, taking a deep breath in. And exhale out of the mouth, release it all to the earth. Let's do one more like that. Deep breath in and out. Beautiful. And now we're going to do a scan through our body, and we're just going to notice if anywhere in our body we feel really safe. Feels like safe, secure, trust, like it's open. So again, we'll start with the head, with the third eye, down to the jaw, throat, neck, shoulders, high heart, heart, back of the heart, solar plexus, belly, sacral, lower back, root. And when you find a space that feels really open, you can just pause there. Hips, pelvis, tailbone, thighs, knees, calves, and feet. So in this space that feels open and safe and like you can trust, just gonna notice what that feels like. Again, bringing the awareness there. We're gonna notice just any sensations that feels like, how that feels. Does it feel warm? Or what sensations you feel? Does it have a color? Taking a breath in and out. And from here, from that space, we're going to, with each breath, we're going to take a few breaths together. With each breath, we're going to do a little bit of expanding. So if your heart feels open, or maybe your solar plexus feels open, or your throat feels open, and you have your awareness there, mine, I'm going to do my heart as the example. So I'm just breathing in, and as I breathe out, the energy of my heart is just moving through my body, maybe moving into my high heart, maybe moving down into my torso. So just allowing this feeling of trust and safety and openness to expand. Breathe in and out. Just continuing to expand this energy. Maybe if it's a color or a light, the light is expanding and radiating into other parts of the body. Moving up into the head, down into the pelvis, into the feet, to the legs and the feet. Just moving until your whole body is filled up with this feeling. Taking a breath in and out. And just sitting with this for a moment, just noticing what it feels like, any sensations. Beautiful. And we'll take one deep breath in together. And on the exhale, we're going to breathe it all out of the mouth back down to the earth. Your feet are on the floor. If you're laying down, just feeling yourself grounded and rooted to the earth, just grounding in this energy here. So we'll take a breath in from the earth. So breathing in up your feet from the earth and out to the earth again. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in from the earth and breathing out. Beautiful. Letting that go. Just taking a moment here of gratitude for allowing yourself to be open to receive this meditation. And when you're ready, you can just bring your awareness back into this space, maybe moving your body however it feels called. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I hope that was really nourishing for you, and thank you so much for being here. And yeah, let me know if you're watching the replay. I would love to hear how you enjoyed this practice. Have a beautiful day.